Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I've had this one for a bit. I didn't want to rush and make a video, but I also don't really need 20 minutes to cover it, so here's a quick take that took a while to get to. But before we get into that, don't forget to check this great discount for it. You can find the link in both the video description and the top comment below. Alright, enough talk, let's get right into it.
To get things started, let's hear from our first reviewer.
This reviewer found the visual experience on this monitor to be absolutely beautiful, but with one key condition: HDR mode is practically essential. Our reviewer notes that enabling HDR brings the panel to life, creating the deep, opaque blacks and accurate colors you'd expect from a quality IPS display. It also provides a much-needed boost in brightness and contrast over the somewhat dim factory settings. While you could adjust these manually, this client felt that HDR delivered the best overall picture without needing to fuss with individual settings. On the performance front, the high refresh rate and G-Sync compatibility work seamlessly together, even with HDR enabled, providing a very smooth and responsive feel in games. The jump from 1080p to the 2K resolution is also a crisp and immediately noticeable improvement. However, our reviewer strongly cautions users about a well-known bug with Windows' own HDR implementation, which can sometimes cause the screen's colors to look faded and washed out. They are adamant that this is a software issue, not a defect with the monitor itself, and it can often be fixed by simply toggling the HDR setting in Windows or by power cycling the display. Ultimately, this client describes this monitor as a fantastic blend of well-executed compromises. Delivers a gorgeous, immersive IPS experience for cinematic games and media consumption. Yet for competitive players who demand the absolute fastest response times, it has a dedicated mode that sacrifices some of that visual candy for raw speed, behaving more like a panel built purely for performance. While there's some minor backlight bleed, which is typical for this type of display, it's a small trade-off for getting such a versatile and high-performing monitor at an accessible point.
Let's begin by examining the insights provided by our first reviewer.
This reviewer is more than satisfied with this monitor, finding it to be an incredible value for what it offers. As someone making their first foray into dedicated monitors after being accustomed to 4K gaming on a television, our reviewer was seeking a good balance between visual quality and higher frame rates. This 1440p display proved to be the perfect middle ground, arriving in perfect working condition with a straightforward setup process. Out of the box, the panel was clean with no dead pixels. Our client did notice a bit of backlight bleed, but considers this normal and expected for this type of screen. The high refresh rate is incredibly smooth, and while there is a hint of ghosting, it's something this user only perceived when specifically looking for it during tests, not in regular use. The input lag feels very low, making gameplay feel responsive and immediate. The high dynamic range, or HDR, capability is a bit of a mixed bag. It's certainly an improvement over standard visuals, but it doesn't quite reach the quality of the HDR on their dedicated TV. Activating it also limits the refresh rate slightly, though this was barely noticeable. The main drawbacks this user found were the lack of image settings like brightness or contrast when HDR is enabled, and its inconsistent performance across different games. While some titles looked fantastic, a few others appeared washed out, an issue not present on other displays. Despite these quirks with the HDR, this client strongly feels this monitor is a fantastic deal. It's an excellent choice for a lightly competitive gamer on a budget who wants to experience smooth, high-resolution gaming without paying a premium price. It strikes a great balance between performance and affordability.
Great! Now let's see what our next reviewer has to say about their experience.
This reviewer recently got a pair of this 27-inch 1440p IPS monitor to add to 4-monitor setup. After testing several options, our reviewer found this display to be their new favorite for 1440p resolution, largely due to its excellent image quality. While not a gamer, this client primarily uses the monitors for productivity, and the text readability on this particular monitor is fantastic. Backlight bleed is minimal, and the design is sleek and attractive. One of the key advantages is its effective glare reduction, which manages to avoid making images look blurry. The controls and menu are well designed, although the placement on the right rear of the monitor can be slightly inconvenient when using multiple monitors side by side, potentially requiring a physical adjustment to access them on the leftmost unit. However, this minor inconvenience wasn't a significant issue for our reviewer. Overall, the image quality won our reviewer over, making it a clear winner compared to other models tested.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, hit like, subscribe, and let me know what you think in the comments. Catch you in the next one.
bye.